La la la. Hey. Is it Daddy? Is it Daddy? Is it Daddy? Good girl! You're right! You're so clever! Good girl!
What is she doing?
She's waving! Daddy just waved and she full on just waved back.
Yeah, you watch this, Rose, see if she do it again.
You're so clever!
Bye-bye. Hello. Hello. Good girl.
Oh, you're so clever. You're so clever, just like your brother.
You're so cool.
Okay, guys. So, let's talk about what's been happening lately. So, I have not filmed a video in, 3 weeks? It's been so long. I didn't want to leave it that long. And, but we've had no internet, no Wi-Fi at least. And we have been, there's just been so much going on. Okay, so let's tell you what's been going on. So, about 3 weeks ago, we were a week away from moving out of our house where our lease ran out from our old rental house. We wanted to move out as well. The place was falling apart. It's actually being bulldozed and turned into apartments, like new apartment building built there. But we were wanting to move out. It was a really old place and it was falling apart. And we really didn't know how unsafe it was, but turns out the wiring was very, very old and very, very unsafe. It wouldn't have passed safety standards. And I will never ever live in a house with old wiring like that again, ever. So it was about 6 o'clock at night on a Thursday night. I had Romeo's dinner out ready to go. Nick was on his way home from work. So I was at home by myself with Romeo and Ocean and Toto. And I went into the bedroom to breastfeed because we didn't have a couch in that house. And I just had this feeling like I should not sit in here. I should sit in the dining room. Usually I breastfeed on the bed because of no couch and it was the most comfortable place. But I just had this feeling that I shouldn't do that. And I said to Romeo that I remembered him saying that he didn't like eating alone and he preferred to have someone sitting with him at the table. He'd said that to me about a week beforehand. And so I went and sat down at the table and breastfed Ocean, and I had a perfect view of the fuse box from there. And it was about maybe 1.5 meters away from me. And all of a sudden, it just started pouring out with smoke, like just billowing out with smoke, and I knew it was going to light on fire. It was that thick. And I just got everyone out. I was like, get out of the house, there's a fire. I grabbed Romeo, I got him out of his chair, pushed him outside, got Ocean. I was already holding Ocean, and I put Toto's lead on really quickly so I could control him so he didn't run away, because that house didn't have a fenced yard. And I just got them all out onto the veranda, and I grabbed Romeo's nuneyes, his blanket, his security blanket, which was on the way. It was like right next to me. So I just grabbed that on the way, and then I put Ocean on that, on the veranda. And, oh God, I was panicking so much, guys. By the time I had got them outside, which was honestly only about 10 seconds, it went from being really thick smoke to a flame, a really big flame. It was properly on fire, and it was about 0.5 meter in diameter, and it was spreading really fast. I had no idea how fast fires spread. I'd heard about bushfires spreading really quickly and everything, but I had no idea. It was really scary watching it. And I'm really, really grateful that I've always been really, really, really anal about making sure that our smoke alarms work, which we did have a working smoke alarm, but we didn't have a fire extinguisher. We do now. And I was completely panicking. I couldn't remember the number to ring because the New Zealand emergency number is different from the Australian one. And so I left the babies. I said to Romeo, stay out here. I should have got them in the yard, but, I just did the best that I could in that moment of panic. And they were safe, though. And I went back inside, which I know you're not supposed to do. It was just, I don't know, like an automatic response to me. And I filled up 2 bowls, really a large bowl of water, and threw it at the wall where the flame was. And then I did the same thing again. And I managed to put the fire out completely. And I think I threw another water bowl on it just to make sure it was completely out. And then I rang the fire department, and then I rang Nick, and I just waited outside on the veranda. I made sure I could see the fuse box from there, and I just made sure it wasn't lighting on fire again. It was really, really, really scary, guys, really scary. So yeah, we are all safe though. And you know, there are just so many scenarios in which that could have just been a completely different situation. I was able to see the fire before it even turned into a fire. We got out safely. We weren't, you know, it wasn't at nighttime when we were asleep. It wasn't when, like, Toto was at home by himself. God, there are just so many, it just, you know, for the situation that it was, I'm really thankful. We're really lucky.
What's that? Oh no, I'm gonna bite you with my You get him. You get him. You get him. You get further.
And we're also really lucky that we have an amazing friend, our friend Monique, who lives around the corner from our old house. She graciously allowed us to stay at her house, all of us, for 4 nights while we sorted ourselves out, because we still had a week left at that house and we didn't have a rental yet. We'd been searching for 3 months to look for a rental house and we just weren't having any luck. And so we ended up going to an Airbnb for 3 nights after being at Monique's house, and then we went to we moved into our new house, which we got that week on the Tuesday, so it was just a few days after the fire. So there's been so much going on, guys, and I posted about this on Instagram, but I realized after the fire that, you know, I'm a really big believer that all things happen for a reason, even the really crappy things, the things that at the time really don't seem that great. I was really stressed out when it happened. I was in an absolute state of panic. When I rang Nick, I was bawling my eyes out. I was petrified. I felt incredibly traumatized by it, and I just kept thinking of all the what ifs. What if I was asleep? What if I hadn't seen the fire? What if Toto was home by himself? And you know, you can drive yourself crazy with that. And at the end of the day, I realized that I had been stressing myself out like crazy trying to find the rental house, and I was really worried that we didn't have a house to move into. I realized that we're just so lucky that it happened the way that it did, and it just could have been so much worse. And you know, I'm really, really thankful for that. And you know, none of our stuff got ruined as well on top of that, which is, you know, which is nice. It's not the most important thing, obviously, but I don't own a lot, but what I do own adds value to my life greatly. So, and it's nice to not have to replace all the practical things, you know, like clothes. And yeah, and we've got a house. Yeah, so that's why I haven't been able to film, because we've only just got internet yesterday in our house. We've been in this house for a week and a half. And obviously I wasn't able to upload before that because we were looking for a house, moving all our stuff. There was just too much going on. So now I can finally upload videos again. So I'll be back to doing a video, at least 1 video a week.
Oh, this is a nice pillow. A pillow? Pillow, stop moving.
Was this the first time in the bath together?
Yeah. This is my first time holding Bubble in the bath.
This is your first bath with her at all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Did she like it?
Yeah. I'm going to wait till later, but...